In a quiet little town, beneath the noise of markets and the shining lights of houses, lived a dog. Not a fancy dog with a golden collar. Not a dog who had a family, but a stray. His name was Bruno. He was thin, so thin you could see his ribs pressing against his skin. His paws were torn from walking miles every day. At night, he slept under benches, and during the day, he searched for scraps of food. But you know what was different about Bruno? Even though life gave him nothing, his eyes carried hope. Every morning, Bruno ran to the marketplace. He wagged his tail at shopkeepers, but most of the time, he was kicked away. Children threw stones, strangers shouted, other dogs fought him for crumbs. One cold evening, Bruno sat near a bakery, shivering, watching others eat. His stomach growled in pain. He could have given up. He could have let life break him. But instead, he whispered to himself, "I will survive. I will find a way." And that night, something changed. Bruno wandered near a construction site. Workers had thrown food packets into the trash. Other dogs rushed to fight for the scraps, but Bruno, he didn't fight. He quietly pulled away a sealed packet, hid it under bricks, and ate in peace. That moment, he learned a powerful lesson. Strength is not always in fighting. Sometimes it is in thinking differently. Day by day, Bruno changed. He stopped chasing scraps and started helping people. At night, he guarded shops. He guided blind men across the road. He barked and chased away thieves. Slowly, the town noticed. "He's not just a street dog," they said. "He's loyal. He's smart." Food sellers left him extra bread. Children began patting his head instead of throwing stones. And then, fate took its turn. One evening, a kind businessman named Mr. Kapoor noticed Bruno sitting by his office door, wagging his tail but not begging. Kapoor smiled and said, "You're different, aren't you? Not asking for food, but offering loyalty." He adopted Bruno. Soon, Bruno's face appeared on posters of Mr. Kapoor's small pet food company. The people loved the story of the poor stray who became a symbol of hope. Sales grew, the business boomed, and Bruno? He had become the face of trust. But Bruno didn't stop there. With every success, he inspired more. The company grew from a tiny shop to a global brand. Bruno's story spread across newspapers, TV channels, even billboards in shining cities. Soon, Bruno became a billionaire dog, not because he wanted riches, but because his journey touched millions of hearts. And with his wealth, Bruno built something greater. Shelters for stray animals, hospitals for pets, factories to produce food so no dog would ever sleep hungry again. Years later, Bruno stood on top of a tall glass skyscraper overlooking the city that once ignored him. He wasn't that skinny stray anymore. He was Bruno the billionaire dog. And yet, as he looked out with gentle eyes, he whispered, "True wealth is not in money. True wealth is in never giving up and in lifting others as you rise." So remember, friends, life may push you down. People may reject you. But if a hungry, forgotten dog can rise to greatness with struggle, dedication, and kindness, then so can you. Because destiny doesn't belong to the strongest. It belongs to those who never stop trying.